Hello? Test, 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 test. I think it's working. Are we gonna get game audio though? That's the next question. Yep, audio is good. Good evening, everybody! And welcome to tonight's stream. Now, I may have only done one stream of the first game in the Ace Attorney trilogy on this channel, but I am one of those people who played the first game and was so disappointed when the sequel was going to stay in Japan. That made me sad. That made me sad. But Capcom have heeded the call, they have answered our prayers, and we finally have both games available in the West. And that's just amazing. So, it has been many a year since I played the first game, so yeah, we'll play the first game. Whether it's gonna be a full stream or not, I have no idea. I'll just have to see how it goes. Hopefully I can do okay. Although I have to admit, I was feeling a little bit unwell today. Not really great with my anniversary coming up. But it's gonna be okay, guys. It's gonna be fine. We'll play the first part of the game. Because it shouldn't be too long, just like it was in the Ace Attorney trilogy. It only took about an hour to do the first phase, which is probably what it's gonna take here. So I'll play for about an hour or so. I need to get some, I need to make sure I rest up so I'm ready for Tuesday. Because I got some plans with people, and that's just fun. Unfortunately, only not everyone could make it, which is understandable. Some of the people I asked are pretty big now, and yeah, they are obviously very popular with others, so yeah. But enough about that, let's get started, shall we? Oh man, I remember how hyped everyone was when this was announced. Well, everyone who likes Ace Attorney, at least. Because it's like, oh my god, we get to play as the Ace Prosecutor! That's amazing! The fangirls were swooning, and all was well in the Ace Attorney universe. It makes me sad. I reckon, they did an Ace Attorney, trilogy anime. I think they should do a Miles Edgeworth anime. They got 2 titles. That should be enough content, right? Anyway, let's start the game. Now, we have the HD visuals now in this version, which is all well and good. But there is just something I love about pixel art, which is something I'm seeing in a number of games I've been playing recently. The Party Dash, for example, is a pixel game. And that's a load of fun. By the way, probably streaming that next week. I'm gonna have a whole Uma Musume day for my last day of my holiday. But we'll get into that later. Anyway, we're going with pixel art. Here we are. Turnabout Visitor. Ooh. March 14th, 1:16 a.m. Location unknown. To make sure the defendant is found guilty. What other choice do I have? That's the job of a prosecutor, after all. That may be true. But why? Why go this far? sorry. Maybe I wasn't clear enough. But a guilty verdict is all that matters to me. No matter what the cost. Uh-oh. Murder! Well, it's kinda hot. I'm a prodigy among prosecutors. Always have been, always will. Dun dun dun. March 14th, 2:05 a.m. Prosecutor's Building, 12th hallway. Man, pixel art is great, I love it. It's hard to believe that I've been away from my office for a whole month. I hope Detective Gumshoe has been keeping an eye on my office, and keeping it clean. I'm sure he did. Gumshoe is a very loyal underling. I'm sure he did just fine. The door is unlocked. Uh-oh. That's curious. What could it be? Detective Gumshoe? What's the smell? It's very familiar. Blood? Oh jeez, look at this place. Gumshoe, you've done a terrible job of keeping my room clean. What the? Oh shoot! What's the meaning of this? It's a dead body. Freeze! Uh-oh. Who is this? Identify yourself. Shut up. Hey, that's rude. You've got some nerve committing murder in a prosecutor's office. Hey! That's my picture! Rude! You go put that back up right this minute. How dare you? Is that a threat? Let me make one thing very clear. What? No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. Yeah, you picked the wrong prosecutor to mess with, buddy. And he sidles away. My name is Miles Edgeworth. And I work as a prosecutor in my local district. Little did I know that upon my return home after a month abroad, I would be thrusted into a multitude of cases and some very frantic and busy days. Ooh boy, there's no rest for an ace prosecutor, is there, Edgeworth? Oh, there it is. The crossed arms with the finger flick. Or the finger tapping, even, would be more accurate. I've finished photographing the victim's body, sir. Very well. Please continue your investigations. Yes, sir. There he is. He's swabbing the picture. Ah! Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Are you okay, sir? Keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene. When I heard that a murder had taken place in your office, I ran up straight away. This is Dick Gumshoe. He is a detective at the local precinct. And we are one assigned to handle this murder case for the time being. Well, they got no one else. He may not be the most accurate detective in the world, but he is Edgeworth, and he does love his work in his own special way. You're looking a little pale, sir. Are you hurt? No, I'm perfectly fine. However... Ah! Look what they did to your office! It's totally trashed! Oh, he's a mad dick. I'll say, The culprit sullied my floor with dirt rather well. He even left his gun on the floor. What an idiot. You see the gun, right? You see that little gun there? No one gets away with tracking mud into my office. Whoa! Sounds like you're getting real burned up over this whole thing. This crime was committed in my office, so it is my responsibility to solve it. Oh, that's just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, time to do some investigating. Agreed. Our first course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. The one thing I love about the Ace Attorney series is, you know, the sort of things that people have to like, solve the cases. Phoenix had his Magatama and the Cyclops. Apollo Justice had what was it? The thing that lets him, closely examine people to see their, like, body tics and quirks. I forget what that was called. Miles Edgeworth's ability? Logic. I mean, someone in this universe has to have some logic behind them, right? We must not overlook anything, no matter how small it is, if we have to find the truth. Well, keep any detailed information we find etched in the forefront of my mind. Speaking of things that pique my curiosity, why of all places did the murder occur in my office? There we go, there's a fact. I get the nagging feeling that this is something important to keep in mind. Sounds good. Yeah, I was wondering that myself, sir. I mean, you can't really say it's just a coincidence, can you? No, not really. Especially because of this. The key to your office? For security reasons, this office's door is locked. There's a lock built into it. Yeah, he's gotta keep all his evidence safe, right? What do you mean, sir? If you think about it carefully and use logic, there it is. It should become clear to you. Logic. By finding the connection between two pieces of information and connecting them, new information is born. That is the end result of using logic. He just needs logic. He doesn't leave any supernatural powers. It's all in his head. It's all the logic. So how do you use it? First, I record the information we've gathered with Q, and then I connect them together with T. QT. Anyone who's watching this right now, you are a QT. Now let's use Q to recall the facts. Crime scene and the office key, of course. And it's T. Time to connect! Yeah! I got an achievement! Yeah, let's go! Chivo! Chivo! For security reasons, all prosecutors' doors are outfitted with locks. Which means it would have been hard for the murderer and the victim to get in here. Ergo, it's impossible to dismiss this location of the crime as mere coincidence. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, sir. Yeah, I'm sure you were. There must be a reason why someone infiltrated my room. What was the killer after? The killer's goal. Why did this happen in my office? What was the killer after? You're really on the ball today, Mr. Edgeworth. That's some beautiful logic, sir. Yes, well, when you follow leads to their conclusion, only the truth remains. However, if the information doesn't line up properly, I may stray far from the truth, and well... But if I think carefully and put these things together, the logic should flow. Indeed. The one thing about Ace Attorney games is, I wasn't the best at them. I would often save when I could before he, like, gave me a choice or, you know, having to present evidence. Sometimes I'd spend, like, minutes and minutes and minutes at a time on one bit because I'm like, what is the right evidence? Just using everything, just throwing everything together to see what's stuck. Man. I don't have the best logic, but maybe I can do better with this one. Well, let's get started with our investigation, shall we? Yes, sir. Begin investigation. The High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. The basis of any good investigation is to examine everything, sir. I know that. And when I want to examine something, I simply use space when I'm next to it. Oh, if you ever feel lost and want to talk, just use me, okay? I'll give you great, precise advice as an ace investigator, sir. Something to try if I have free time, I suppose. He has no faith in Gumshoe's logic. Poor guy. He works so hard for him, though. Right, we can point and click. We'll finish photographing the body, so it should be alright to examine this area. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Right, let's do it then. Right, so there's a wallet. What do we have here? Hey, I think I've seen one of these before. It's a police badge, detective. Yeah, you should have one of those, right? Oh, hey, I have the exact same thing, actually. What a coinky-dink. Gumshoe, please. Let's take a look inside. Buddy Faith, huh? Interesting name. Mr. Buddy Faith. It would appear that our victim was a detective, just like you. Victim was a detective. According to his badge and ID, Buddy Faith was a precinct detective. Give us more logic. Right, so right now I'm just gonna get as much of the facts as possible, and then I'll start trying to connect. Let's see here. There's blood all over his lower abdominal area. It looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach area, sir. Ooh, that's a powerful gun. In other words, he was shot. Yup, and until the autopsy is done, I don't think we'll do much more than that. Please have the body sent to the morgue once they're done processing the crime scene. Crime scene notes. Bullet went clean through the victim's abdomen. The body was found at around 2:05 a.m. Are you going to be okay with keeping track of all the evidence we find, sir? Of course. This is the safest way I know to keep track of it all. Alright, if you say so. I use all the evidence I find either in or on my organizer. In or with my organizer. I'm bad at reading. Just wait until I finally get to do that, no game, no life light novel reading. I'm gonna be stumbling over my words like no one's business. Right, I just need to get my drink. Why I would leave it on the side, not on my desk, I have no idea. Done. Ow! Good evening, Mr. G-Lug. You are looking lovely as usual. I'm being assaulted. And then I'm waiting for the explosion. Ow! What did I do? When I want to re-examine a piece, I have but to press E to open my organizer. Or I can just use the mouse, which is probably what I'll do. But the organizer isn't only for evidence. I keep people's profiles on hand in it too. It's probably a good idea to make a habit of checking the facts often. Evidently you do. Oh. I don't believe it. I packed those those files on those shelves so tight that not even an earthquake could make them fall off. But just look at them. At this rate, the rest of the files won't be able to withstand an earthquake at all. A problem to be sure. Well, once the investigation is over, we'll put them back upon the shelf. Good. That's definitely for the best. I think the game might be a little loud. I'll turn it down a bit. It's the one thing I keep forgetting whenever I add a new game. Turning the volume down. I need to do better. A bit more. There you go. Well, it's nothing too big. Just a few collaborations on the day of my 2nd anniversary. I mean, I have enough people for all the games, so apart from Mario Party, so obviously that's not gonna happen. But what those games are, I'll save it for the day. Give you all a surprise. I mean, apart from my collab partners, they all know what they're playing. Ooh, excuse me. What do you mean? Who don't you like? They probably fell during the struggle between the victim and his killer. It's funny. If it were up to Junebug, I'd have hardly anyone to collab with. Aw, and I tried so hard to keep this place spotless while you were away. I mean, this has just rendered all the time and effort I put in pointless. I don't recall ever asking you to clean my room. Well, I watered the flowers every day, just like you requested, sir. I just added cleaning to the list as a weekend special. For about half a day every Saturday, I'd come in and clean this place until it sparkled. Does he have a life? Wow, Edgeworth, you are harsh. Alright, what haven't we investigated yet? I think we've investigated everything around here. Well, there is a gun. What do we have here? He practices his break dancing on the side. What? Are you for real? Does he really do that? I think you're making up stories now, Junebug. What have we here? Could this perhaps be the murder weapon? If so, it'd mean that the killer made their escape after disposing of their gun here. I think I've seen one of those before. Care to enlighten me as to where? Oh, I know! I was issued the exact same model, I think. Oh, so this could be another detective, or it was the detective's gun, I guess. No way, that's hilarious. Detective. I don't really like guns all that much. I mean, they're really dangerous. But now that I think about it, you do see this model around the precinct a lot, sir. I don't use mine much, except in emergencies, so that's why I didn't recognize it. Makes sense, I suppose. Gumshoe is a lover, not a killer. So this is the same type of revolver as the ones used by the precinct's detectives. The revolver, found at the crime scene. It's the same model as those used by precinct detectives. Lots of logic. I seem to have gathered a few pieces of pertinent information. Now to calmly use some logic and figure out any of them are connected to each other. Alright. Time to logic! Victim was a detective. And revolver. I mean, that would make sense, right? Boom! The revolver. The standard model used by detectives. Could it have belonged to our recently departed? Detective Gumshoe, could you please thoroughly check for the victim's body one more time? Yes, sir. On it now, sir. Excuse me, pal. Let's see. What have we got here? Mr. Edgeworth, sir. This guy's wearing a gun holster. So it appears that our killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him. Victim's revolver data jotted down in my organizer. It can be assumed that this gun is the murder weapon. It was issued to the victim. It sucks, doesn't it? Killed by your own weapon. A weapon you used to protect yourself. And yet it was used to put the light out. That is sad. Let's see what else we can find out about this revolver. As I always say, you've got to look real carefully at each piece of evidence. You can use the arrow keys to rotate an object. There's no such thing as a bad angle. Well, I don't use the keyboard controls, I just use the mouse. Because that's just easier. I'm not really much of a keyboard gamer. Only on certain games like Minecraft. Oh, what's in the chain? Aha! It looks like only one round was fired from this. Wow, so the killer killed the Vic with just one shot after wresting the gun from him? Sounds like the guy knew how to handle a gun, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? We have no proof for now, but that is a distinct possibility. I guess this is about all we're going to find out. We should send this body to autopsy. Jim! Whoa! Why, oh why? How could this have happened to a guy like you? Are you alright? Don't touch me! Leave me alone! Just let me be! Sorry, but I can't do that. Oh look, it's the killer. First case is always gonna be the easy one. The investigation is still ongoing, so please refrain from touching the body. The body? The body? Don't talk about him like he's just some lump of flesh! Technically he kinda is now. He's worm food. Sorry to say. Look at him! Jim looks like he's just turned in for the night. Sure. Just in a blood-stained suit, pal. Ouch. Where are my manners? Aren't you that prosecutor? Why, yes I am. I'm Jacques Portsman, prosecutor. Jim here was my partner in crime busting. Why would you kill your partner? That's so weird. Why would you do this? Just like the meme. Why would you do this? I'm Miles Edgeworth, and like you, I'm also a prosecutor. Detective Dick Gumshoe, sir. So you're Miles Edgeworth. I guess this is your office. Oh, this is way past cool. I just imagine him having a Sonic voice, I don't know why. Yes, that is correct. Then it was you! You're the one who killed Jim! Hey, don't go around jumping to conclusions, pal. Just calm down, okay? I will not. I know how things work around here. High prosecutor's office doors all have locks built into them. And only the owner of the office has the key to his or her own office door. Oh, shoot. That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner. Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth has been overseas on a business trip this whole time, pal. And the key to the door was with me the entire time, okay? So the only one who could have gotten here was me. Wait, that means... I'm not sure what that means. It means you're a suspect. So it was you, then! You're Jim's killer! No way, pal! You've got it all wrong! Everyone calm down! Ugh. Mr. Portsman, correct? If you are a real prosecutor, you should know how to stay collected. The investigation has only just begun. Isn't it too early to be drawing conclusions? Yeah, it is probably to frame Edgeworth, obviously. Yeah, it is. Alright, I get the point. You're right, my mistake. I tend to get a little too hot-headed sometimes. You sure are one cool customer though, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard all the rumors about you. You're the great genius prosecutor. You're something of a legend, you know. Anyway, let's call a truce and work together, okay? Now, how about a handshake to seal the deal? I don't want to touch your hands, murderer. A pleasure to work with you. You guys were conducting your investigation, right? Sorry for barging in like that. Carry on then. It's your room after all. Thank you. I intend to. I just want a little more time to say goodbye to Jim. You there! Sir! I want you to capture the scene on film for me. My final farewell to my partner, Jim. Okay. Guy loves attention, clearly. I should probably give them some space. Alright then. Can I talk to you? There you go. Do you have anything to report? Sir, yes, sir. Nothing out of the ordinary right now, sir. And yet, there's something out of the ordinary right in front of my eyes. Talk about a contradiction. Something out of the ordinary, huh? I should look around a bit more. Well, thank you. I'm glad you seem to have noticed. Ah, watch out for the teacup fragments there, sir. That killer is going to pay. This tea set. Yikes, you're really mad over this. This tea set is very dear to my heart and can only be bought in England. Oh, it's from my home country. Let's go. There's one thing they say about the English. They love their tea. Not so much me though, unfortunately. It costs more than your whole month's paycheck. What? What? Now I feel like the killer's wasted one of my monthly paychecks. I guess he has, technically. It's awesome seeing these little callbacks to the first game. The King of Prosecutors statue he has. It's always awesome to see these little, like, references. Ah! Your jacket, sir! What's it doing on the floor? Well, that is true. That is one British stereotype that I am privy to. It must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to threaten me by firing around. So the killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well? They dared to shoot the ultra-special jacket that you made your prosecutorial debut in? Oh yeah, I remember that. What if they had shot through it? It would have been a disaster. It's not worth getting worked up over, Detective. Now there's something more here. You can hate Galar, it's fine. Still love Wooloo, though. And I love my shiny Wooloo. Huh? Like what? I take it you haven't noticed it yet, Detective. It appears to be covering some sort of door. Maybe perhaps a safe? There is a giant contradiction right here in front of us. And I know what that is. Why is there only one bullet missing from the gun chamber when clearly 2 shots were fired? Really? Did I say contradiction? He must be rubbing off on me. I'm starting to sound like him. But I have my own methods and I will conduct this investigation my way. When the scene before me contradicts a piece of the evidence or seems off, that's when my deductive skills come into play. First I have to find the spot that holds the contradiction. This is it! This bullet hole is where the contradiction lies! When I spot something that's off, I should point my cursor at it and press T with conviction. Deduce! And when I have found sufficient proof to prove the contradiction, I present it! This is how I do things. It even says there, only one shot fired. Eureka! Eureka! This bullet hole is the contradiction. What do you mean, sir? It's elementary, my dear Gumshoe. 2 shots were fired in this room. The first felled the victim. I'm not using a controller though, I'm using a keyboard, I'm using my mouse. The first felled the victim. And the second felled the spree. Hey, that's right! However, this gun was only fired once. Hey, that's true too! Which means that one of these 2 bullets was fired from a different gun. Did the killer have another gun prepared for tonight? Another handgun. Other than the victim's gun that I found, could there be another gun in play here? I think so. By the way, I noticed something, sir. Yes? What's that thing sticking out from behind the frame? Ah, Gumshoe, you've noticed the safe. Ah, it's a secret safe. A secret safe? Oh, I smell money. I'll spare us the trouble and just say it. Nothing like what you are imagining is inside. He's like, oh, but I wanted money. Now, if you could kindly move this frame out of the way. Roger that. Achoo! Achoo! Oh, talk about dusty. I suppose that's what happens when I'm not here to dust it once in a while. I had no idea there was a safe here. I'd have kept it clean for you, sir. So when did you put this thing in? It wasn't something that I had installed personally. Every prosecutor's office has one. Really? I had no idea. Well, only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their existence. So, what's inside, Mr. Edgeworth? Right now, nothing. We only use them to store especially important evidence when a trial is in session. I mean, you don't want people stealing it after all. Especially if it's a key piece. That's it? Talk about squashing my hopes and dreams. Hey, don't worry about it, Gumshoe. There are more hopes and dreams for you. Maybe not actually, chat. I just want him to feel good. Secret safe data jotted down in my organizer. Each prosecutor has one in their office. Only they know of them. Trial evidence use. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. I mean, look at this. Look at this safe door. It's filthy. Now this is odd. I suppose you got a point there. Breakdancing Gumshoe. Maybe he'll take part in the Olympics. Oh wait, that's not going to be in the Olympics anymore. Oh dear. That was quite something, that whole Australian breakdancing thing. That was just crazy. You found something, sir? This keypad. Don't you find it a bit too clean? Yeah, there's a thick layer of dust all around it, but not on the keypad itself. You there, the forensic scientist. Yes, sir. Could you please dust this area for fingerprints? You got it, sir. couldn't find, let alone lift, a single print. Looks like it was wiped down well. Oh, okay. Well, guess this guy is better than we thought. Although, still not good enough to outfox Edgeworth. All of the fingerprints on this have been wiped clean off. Oh, goodness. Secret safe data updated in my organizer. Yeah. Prints were wiped. As I thought. It appears that logic is the only way around this setback. Time to rationally and calmly connect the dots with the information we have. Alright, let's try it then, shall we? Obviously, it's the killer's goal, right? Bang! Haha! I'm good. I believe I have figured out what the murderer was after. Well, what is it, sir? The fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests that the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe. Making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft, I believe. The culprit tried to open my safe. Was the killer's motive theft? I wonder. Oh, I gotta tell you, I tried out that fitness boxing with Hatsune Miku, and my upper body is sore tonight. My arms and shoulders and chest, all really sore muscles. It's not nice. Ah! And now you're throwing plushies at my aching body. Why would you do this to me? Why? I wonder if knowing that the motive behind this break-in was theft changes what the other piece of information can tell me about this crime. Right. I mean, this seems to be the only thing, isn't it? I'm gonna try it. Yeah! There is a possibility that the file splayed on the floor. Oh, another result of a struggle between the victim and his killer. Oh, yeah, he might have been looking for something. Oh, you mean like it could be from when the killer tried to find something, sir? Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen. Yes, sir, I'm gonna shelve the files like you've never seen before, even at a library. Pretty good. You have the Hatsune Miku fitness boxing, Junebug? That's interesting. I did not expect that. I mean, for me, it's all about keeping your form and, like, keeping the beat. That's what I first struggle in that game. But it's my first. It's pretty rough. Oh, you have the original. Fair play. Gotta keep yourself in shape, right? Sure. Let's give that a try. Why do all the good ones always have to die young? Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth. No matter how much we lament, the dead will not come back to life. All we can do is search for the truth. And, so what are we supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth? Excuse me, I'm really getting a bit of phlegm in there. Sorry. I mean, I guess. It's probably more accurate tracking as well. First, we calmly restore the files to their rightful place. You got it! Here, let me help! So this file goes here, and that book goes there. You sure know a lot about where things go, despite it being Mr. Edgeworth's office. Because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal. Okay, done. Oh my god, he's got blood on his booty. He's got a bloody butt now. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. It would appear that the murder was definitely committed here. The blood stains on the bookshelf are still fresh. I suspect that the victim was killed in a standing position, hence the prints on the shelf. And then the guy fell onto the floor, right? The blood on the floor is kinda grossing me out. I know, right? Detective, I don't have time to deal with your weak stomach right now. Nah. But you know I'm no good with blood, sir. I'm certain there's something wrong with this picture. I mean, there's bloody prints all on these ones. Maybe he bled so much that he caused the splash when he hit the floor, maybe. So this is where the bullet lodged itself after it went through the victim, huh? Yeah, that's weird. It shouldn't be down there. Oh, he's put them back in the wrong order. I see. For the bullet to be lodged so squarely in a file spine indicates that the files were ransacked after the shooting had occurred. Then I guess the victim was moved because he was in the killer's way? The victim's handprints. He must have tried to support himself with his hands here after being shot. There are prints on the floor too. Those must have been made when, unable to stay standing, he dropped to the floor. I put them all back, just as they should be, sir. Doesn't look like anything's missing. Although it does look like the killer moved the body to flip through my shelves. I wonder if they found what they were looking for. The killer moved the body because it was leaning against the bookshelf. The blood on this guy's pants proves that pretty well. In a sense, I suppose. See? I'm not completely useless, Mr. Edgeworth! Aww. Let's deduce this then. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? I mean, that one seems to specify time. Let's try. Did I get it wrong? Oh. Right. I love how Edgeworth tries to brush it off as well when you get it wrong. Ha, you don't understand? You see, therein lies the contradiction. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, it'd be nice if you just admit when you're wrong. That was a mistake! That was me keeping on your toes, detective! Hold on. Alright, okay, well, let me do that, okay. Oh, there! It is in this picture! God damn it! Whoops, sorry, didn't mean to do that. That is what I wanted to do, right? Alright, these files were put back in the wrong order, I see now. Alright, this time... Eureka! There is clearly a contradiction here with this bullet hole! What do you mean, sir? You don't see? Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be much higher up. Well, what if the guy was shot while he was sitting or lying down, sir? That would be illogical. The victim leaned against this shelf here after being shot, which suggests that he was standing when he was shot. Then that means... Wait, what does that mean, sir? It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mine, detective. In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption. And it was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born. What is the faulty assumption that caused this problem with the bullet hole's position? The order of the files, of course. I believe the order of the files is a bit off. You mean I put them back in the wrong order just now? Hey, actually, I think the labels on the files are wrong, sir. Oh? Yeah, you see here how the files that were shot begin with the number O? What are those doing all the way down there after 1, 2, and 3? That's really weird. Actually, the way they are organized now is the correct order. They are exactly as I see them in my mind's eye. My mind's eye. But the numbers are all out of order. Those white binders are special, so they are arranged a little differently. But from this, we know that the files were not in this order when the crime occurred. Aha! So that's it! I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption as you just did, detective. Let's rearrange the files in numerical order and see what we find out. Aha! Right, okay. I had a feeling that it was something like this. Do you think it'd be okay to prop the body back up to how it was before it was moved? They finished processing the crime scene, so I don't see why it wouldn't be. If you please, Detective Gumshoe. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. The killer went through my files first before shooting Mr. Faith. And then put the files back in numerical order, I guess. Oh wait, the Gumshoe! Sorry. And then put the files back in numerical order, I guess. Exactly. And then proceeded to shoot the victim. But why would someone kill a man and then look through your files one more time? Puzzling indeed. The files were thrown into disarray twice. Once before and once after the crime. But why? The culprit rearranged my files twice, once before and once after the murder. Why? Why? How very confusing. Now the crime scene is as it was at the time of the murder. Time to give it another look. There must be some reason as to why the victim's body was moved. But there is no time to ponder that now. Let us continue with our investigation, detective. Roger that, sir. I'm raring to go. Wait a minute. These are the books. This? And there is a file missing, you are right, Junebug. What is that? Why does it say Gumshoe on there in blood? I'd say that's an incredibly incriminating evidence. Yes, indicative of criminal activity indeed.
No, wait, there's gotta be some mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me. Say something, sir.
It appears that one of my files was stolen.
Is that all, sir? What about me and my situation?
Is this what the killer was really after? One of the files that were written upon in blood was stolen by the culprit. Whoops. That must be a mistake on the killer's part. Yay! Full heal! Only one mistake! Looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. And this most important message managed to reach us.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me!
You can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty party. Isn't that the Danganronpa dying message? I do remember that being the dying message in the first case. It looks like a load of numbers, but it's actually the name of the name of the killer. That was pretty interesting. Oh, don't worry, I've played the first 2 Danganronpas. I didn't play the third though. I probably should. Especially now that I know my PS4 is working and it wasn't broken like I thought it was. If you are going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up. Jim's words. They're more than enough, wouldn't you say? If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning. You got it! I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. Yeah, he's way past cool. It has been a while. It has been maybe 6-7 years. I really can't remember. It's been too long. And there must be some sort of flaw in his logic waiting for me to dig out.
Mr. Edgeworth, what are you gonna do?
What I always do in court. I'm going to cross-examine him. One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with this technique.
Oh, how do you do that? Can you explain it to me, sir?
Might as well. Alright. First, I listen to the witness's testimony. If I find a flaw in the testimony, something that contradicts the evidence, I open my organizer and present the piece of contradictory evidence. To present something, I usually use T, but that's old news.
But it's not like there's gonna be a flaw in their testimony every time, right?
Correct, and at those times, I need to press the witness. Sometimes by pressing, I can draw out new information and new or modified testimony.
I think I get it, sir. I'll be sure to try this technique out during investigations, too.
I mean, these are things he's used in court multiple times, Gumshoe. You should know this. Especially all the times he had his, courtroom battles with Phoenix. Very well. I'll even show you how it's done. Now watch carefully. Mr. Portsman's logic. Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it will be by this final words that you will be brought to justice. Oh, yeah, I know. I remember. Alright, now it makes sense. Now your name makes sense. You intend to argue that the victim's dying message points to his killer? I can hear Jim's voice and he's calling for his killer's arrest. Are you sure you're not mishearing those words? Mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There is no way Detective Gumshoe is the culprit here. I will find the flaw in this man's logic and expose it with credible evidence. Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead.
Hold it!
Hold it! You know, there's something I've been meaning to ask. What is it? Why did you call the victim Jim, when clearly his name is Buddy Faith? Isn't it obvious? Jim is the perfect name for my companion. Oh my god, is really that it? Jocks and Jim. Don't those two names go together like peanut butter and jelly? Nuh-uh.
But Jim isn't even close to the guy's real name.
Well, Jocks and Buddy just sounds off somehow. Besides, he was the third of a bunch of guys I decided to nickname Jim. Oh, okay. This is a guy who names all his subordinates Jim. Right, okay. He talks about the victim like he was his pet. Further, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead.
Hold it!
Hold it! Do you really think it was necessary to dishevel my shelves twice to do that? That's true. Okay, then maybe his real intent was theft.
Hey, are you accusing me of stealing something from Mr. Edgeworth?
It's a possibility. Maybe your salary's been cut so much that life is getting a little too rough to handle.
I'll have you know that I eat free square meals every day, pal. Okay, so all three of them happen to be instant noodles, but...
Aw, Gumshoe. Poor guy. Poor thing. What an evil prosecutor you were paired up with. And what a motive, no? That's when you moved Jim's body that was just sitting in front of the bookshelf.
Hold it!
Hold it! And why would Detective Gumshoe do such a thing? Because the body was getting in his way. He had to mess up your bookshelf somehow, right? Anyway. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding.
Hold it!
I don't think his body was hiding any letters. Ugh. Voice acting is hard. Why did you think that the killer didn't notice the bloody letters? The body was covering it quite well, wouldn't you say? That's how he missed it. But judging by what I've seen, it doesn't take much for your detective to miss something.
Who do you think you are? You know nothing about me, pal.
There's a lot a person can understand about another from first impressions alone. I can't say I disagree with him on that point.
Why don't you say something, sir? Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth! No! You don't think that bad of me, do you?
Oh, poor guy. Despite his lack of attention to detail, I don't believe the detective to be the culprit. Nobody could have overlooked the bloody letters, and I can prove it with evidence. I couldn't ask for a better setup. For the game-finishing spike. Oh, he plays volleyball, I see. Actually, there's a gigantic flaw in his logic. A gap so wide that even the good detective can spot it. Now to clue Mr. Portman in by presenting him with some evidence. Obviously his body is kind of hiding the letters, isn't he? Oh boy. I mean... yeah, the sitting body.
Hold it!
I don't think I pressed this, or maybe I did. Are you saying that those letters were intended for you? Yup, Jim was an outstanding detective. I would expect no less from my former partner. It looks like Mr. Portman still doesn't understand. He has yet to figure out the true meaning behind the bloody letters. What are you sputtering over there? Can't you just admit my logic is perfectly sound? What? What?
Hold it!
Okay, why didn't it let me do anything? Yeah, the arrows didn't show up. That's a bit of a glitch already. Hold on. I feel like that's the clue. This is the tutorial case. Why am I struggling? Maybe it's that because it's not hiding all the letters? Maybe?
Objection!
No. I blew it. Ah! Nah. I'm pretty sure this is the line, right?
Hold it!
Poor Gumshoe. Hold on. I mean, they're literally written on the file that was taken, right?
Objection!
Yeah, that time we got it. Oh, I can't believe it. Why did it take so long? Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, but there is a serious flaw in your logic. Heh, bringing a bit of the quorum into this, I see. No problem, I'm game. I can't help but find it odd. Excuse me? Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office. What are you talking about? Oh, you're joking, I get it! If you have the time to laugh, then you have time to take another closer look at this. Do you still not see? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file? Well, what? That's impossible! What's impossible, Mr. Portsman? Nothing. Wow, just like the actual culprit to act in this scenario. The files on that shelf are all about a certain case. When the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spines.
Objection!
It's possible they could have taken the file before committing the murder. I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. He's got a point. The missing letters in the detective's name, where the file should be, is proof.
Yeah, I mean, the S is gone, and there's only half an H.
If Detective Gumshoe really was the culprit of this case, I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files. Especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood! I love that.
Which means, what exactly? What does that make this dying message?
It makes it the work of a criminal intent on tampering with the crime scene.
That's so low! I can't believe the criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir! I'm gonna get him, sir! You'll see! I'm gonna have them under arrest in no time!
Well, Mr. Portsman? Brilliant! Absolutely splendid! Logic deserving of Olympic gold! Oh, that's what his medal is. It's an Olympic gold medal? Wow. I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed. Meh, you win some and you lose some. That's how life goes.
Glad everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive.
Poor guy. But you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up, however.
Huh? What is it this time? Are you still after me, pal?
Humor me for a second. Who has the key to this office?
That would be me! Well, Mr. Edgeworth just proved that I'm innocent, pal!
Whoa. Wow, he likes showing off, doesn't he? That's absolutely right, and I acknowledge your innocence. Then why do I sense you still have something to say? Stop laughing! Well, I was thinking, did you know that there is one other person with a key to this office? One other person? Hey, you there!
Yes, sir. What is it, sir?
Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady in here for me?
Huh?
A lady?
Yeah?
This girl is a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness. Oh boy.
Says security? Did you just say security? No, stop it, pal! Don't!
What's wrong with him all of a sudden? Oh no. A security guard. A woman security guard. There is one recurring character in the Phoenix Wright in the Ace Attorney universe that ends up in security jobs. Oh no. It's not. It can't be. I believe she needs no introduction. I have called upon Miss Maggie Bird, a member of the security. Oh, thank goodness it isn't Miss Oldbag. Why is Maggie Bird always involved in murder cases, though? It's so sad. Detective Gumshoe, sir? Oh, it's Maggie! Maggie's so cute.
Maggie!
Miss Bird is a security guard on watch tonight. I see. And your point is? My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in this building. Why? Why are you pinning this on poor Miss Maggie? She's never been guilty. Never. She's always just been an unfortunate, you know, to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
What?
If you are not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, then the only other person with access to this room is Miss Bird. How dare you! I would never sneak into someone's room!
That's right. I refuse to believe that Maggie's the culprit, pal. It was me. That's right, I did it.
Gumshoe, you've already proved your innocence. Can we take that as a confession, Detective?
Well, it wasn't really me. But it definitely wasn't Maggie, pal. So yeah, it was me. If it was, you'd have no problems with that, right?
Why, Gumshoe? Don't throw yourself under the bus so readily. Please refrain from hurrying off the handle, Detective. There's no need for such theatrics. Listen to your boss, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here. That girl is the only one who could have committed the crime, and for one simple reason. Why? Here we go again. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. Aw, no. Aw, hell no! How dare you? Stop it. Stop being mean to Miss Bird. If it was Wendy Oldbag, I could kinda be okay with that, but Maggie is innocent. Absolutely. So you're saying she used the master key? Excuse me. I have not slept much, obviously. This key can open every office door. Its use is controlled by security staff. Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say? That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well. That was then, this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me. Then why are you a prosecutor if you're a gold medal winning athlete? Oh my gosh. Achy muscles. Excuse me. I wonder if there was anyone else other than Miss Bird who could have used the master key. It seems that the only way to get Mr. Portsman to give me more details is to press him. Yep. Just like Junebug said, we gotta press. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird stuck into your room using the master key. Whoops.
Hold it!
I need to press. Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of security who could have used the master key? There's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight, she's it. Isn't that right, Miss Bird? That's, true, but I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir! Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to mean? Yes, moving on. I hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated.
What do you mean unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal.
But you can't really trust her not to tell lies. Plus, I hate wasting time. Should I hear Miss Bird out? Yes. Of course. Not so fast. I too am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say. Didn't I just say it'd be a waste of time? We don't need to hear her lies. I'll be the judge of that, Miss Bird, if you please. I discovered the master key was missing at around 1 AM, sir. What do you mean by missing? As in, it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it. Mr. Portsman, I believe this is an important piece of testimony, don't you? I can't believe that someone like you would be taken in by such words. I'm not lying, sir!
Objection!
If that's the case, then I'd like to know why you have the master key now. I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir. Ha! A likely story. And where is your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forgot where you put it and then found it again. I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it. That is true. A lot of the cases with her as the suspect have always been the fact that, you know, things just disappear.
Yeah, pal. Trust me, you don't want to test just how bad her luck is.
Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive. Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth.
But... You still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office.
Her motive? Didn't we already establish that it was theft? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe. It is as Mr. Portsman says, Detective. I can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points towards a motive of theft. But I'm done taking blows. It's time to counterattack with a few facts of my own. Her intent? From the messed up shelves to the wiped down safe? I'd say thievery.
Hold it!
Hold it! I concur that the culprit's motive appears to have been thievery. However, glad to hear that the great Miles Edgeworth is in agreement with little old me. Howdy, Angel Dust. Howdy. Welcome. Thanks for stopping by. It's nice to see you again. However, with regard to the investigation of the bookshelves and safe... Hey, good thinking. Asking for my opinion on the matter. I love how he rapidly tapped his finger then. Would it be too much for you to allow me to complete a full sentence? I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Bird, our prime suspect.
Hold it!
Hold it! Don't you think it's a bit early to be jumping to conclusions? Are you saying there's another way to open the door other than with the master key? Oh, I get it. Perhaps you had a spare made for someone else. I'll have you know I have never made a spare. So what are you insinuating? Nothing. Guess I should have known better than to suggest that someone like you would. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Yeah, pretty much.
Objection!
Aw, damn it, that wasn't the right sentence. Ah. How did it come to this? Ah. Maybe there's gonna be a line later that actually says it.
Hold it!
I don't remember if I did this. Don't you think it's a bit early to be jumping to conclusions? Right, maybe that's for later. There was a line about Prince. Oh, right. Right, I get it now.
Objection!
Ha! It's late. Forgive me for forgetting. Do you wish to continue insisting that Miss Bird was set on stealing something? Why not? It's the truth after all. It was also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway. That may be, but you must also be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe, the existence of which is only privy to prosecutors. Ah! I find it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe was part of her cunning plan. I know, right? And it's hidden behind a picture. There's no way she'd know about it. But she could have found it by accident while she was turning everything else upside down. I highly doubt that. I say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted.
Yeah, even I didn't know about that safe, pal. And that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either.
Then are you proposing that the killer is a prosecutor? Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable.
He's nervous. Look at those sweats, man.
Obviously, that's not even a real gold medal. Because real gold is so easy to, like, malleable and easy to, like, dent and damage. If he keeps biting it, it shouldn't actually have teeth marks in it. They say that all gold medals are, like, 95% silver now. Just because, you know, silver isn't as malleable as gold. What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now? Curses! Why? What made you?
What's with this angry face all of a sudden?
It's all my fault! It's no use! What do you mean? It's Jim. He knew about the existence of the secret safes. What did you say? We were partners, like inseparable conjoined twins. That's why I told him. I filled him in on the secret safes. Then that means he's trying to pin it on his partner now. Yeah, I know. I had only just told him too. Obviously, it was wrong of me to tell him. I still can't quite believe it, but the thief who broke into your room was probably Jim. Now he's claiming that the victim was the thief? And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you? No. No. You are not accusing Edgeworth of murder, are you? No way. Of course he's pinning it on Maggie. Miss Maggie Bird. Excuse me? I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. But killing's going a bit too far, even in your risky profession.
What the? You're still accusing Maggie of the murder?
Yes and no. I mean, she had stumbled upon Jim, who had probably drawn his gun. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it? No! I couldn't. I could never do something like that.
Not even as a security guard, sir!
Oh, let's get some drink down me. Oh. I can't help myself when I play a game like this. I have to voice act. Oh man, it's so tough.
Plus, even if she was the thief, he wouldn't have had a key to this office.
Which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say? It was Jim who stole the master key. Ah! Pretty impossible for supposedly stolen key to be here with us. Unless... Well, unless you retrieved it from Jim after you killed him. Mr. Portsmouth, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief? I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense. Has he no honor? Now then, I think we're done here. The investigation waits for no man. Would you people be so kind as to see yourselves out?
You can't kick us out of the... You can't kick us out! This is Mr. Edgeworth's office!
Ah, but I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. You all are suspects to varying degrees and therefore ineligible to run this show.
Listen, pal, how many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit!
Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself.
But sir...
We have no choice but to accommodate his request, for now. Haha! Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you could remove yourselves from my crime scene, I'd be most grateful. Mark my words, Mr. Portsman. We will meet again. If that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. Now don't disappoint me, you hear? To be continued. Whew! We played for about an hour and a half. I think I need to give my voice a rest. I've got streams tomorrow, you know. Honestly, playing a game like this for like a few hours once a week probably would be best. But then we do have Spooky Month coming up, and I am planning on playing a couple of games over that period. So yeah, might be a while before we come back to this. Yeah, we can wrap up here. Mezina, you just came as I was about to end the stream. It would be nice if you could stick around for the raid at least. I've seen a load of people I follow going online, so yeah, that may be worth your time. I can't remember how to oh, options. There we go, options. So, thank you for watching, guys. We will pick this up next week, okay? Maybe this will be the Saturday game. Could be if I wanted it to. So, I'll be back soon, okay? I'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Bye!